I'm no longer in college. I've been in New York City for about 2 weeks now. I've learned a lot and made some mistakes. There have been a lot of highs and a lot of lows, and I can't wait to share what new information I've learned with you all. For those who don't know me very well, my name is Brendan Burt. I'm an actor. I graduated from Penn State with a BFA in acting. I spent all summer spending time with my beautiful girlfriend who still attends Penn State, so now we're doing long distance. But I spent my entire summer with her and then also saving up money so that I could move to New York. Honestly, to be quite frank, it's not as much money as I would have maybe preferred coming up here, but it was good enough to do the job. That's an airplane. To start off this new series, I would just like to share some of the tips that I learned while moving to the city. Moving was scary. Moving was very, very scary, especially because my family and I decided that it was just gonna be me and my buddy. My mom was not gonna come, my dad wasn't gonna come, my stepmom wasn't gonna come. Nobody was gonna come with me. It was just gonna be me and my really good friend Michael, who you met in my part 1 and part 2 of my moving vlog. He's gonna set up my whole room for me because he's just that good of a friend and I'm that bad of a friend, so. Michael's a really great guy. Highly recommend getting a friend like Michael, because I don't know where I'd be without him. But moving was very scary because I had never really done it on my own before. Nonetheless, I had never really done it in a major city like New York before. And here's kind of what I learned. New York City apartments, generally, unless you're living in a suite because you're rich, which if you're watching this video, you probably aren't, because that's just not who my demographic is today. If you are, please stay, because why not? New York City apartments are genuinely not that big. Hopefully you got to see your apartment before you decided to move into it. I did not do that. My roommate found the apartment, messaged me about it, and I said, yeah, it looks good. So I brought a ton of crap that I thought I was going to need. And as it turns out, my buddy, who doesn't live with me, he drove back to Maryland. He ended up taking a lot of that crap back home with him. And now I had to make like my mom and him deal with it instead of me knowing what to do with it. I do apologize for Michael and Mom. Just some things that I'd recommend making sure that you have, whether you buy it in the city once you get here or you're bringing it with you. Obviously, essentials, a bed, a dresser of some kind, something to hang your clothes with if you don't have a closet. I'm lucky, I do have a very large closet over here to my right. And then really just like stuff for your kitchen and stuff for your bathroom. Everything else, I'd argue, is extra. And it's good to have extra things. It's good to make your space the way you want to make it. But honestly, like, my room is very narrow, with a desk, with a little, you can't see it, but with a little entertainment system, with a TV over here. It's a narrow room and there's not a lot of space, and I was lucky enough to make it fit, but I had a lot more furniture that I had originally wanted to bring and use in the apartment. Still, sent it back, because they didn't need it. I was very, very lucky with my move. I found that it was actually very, very smooth with just 2 people, me and my buddy. And talking to some other people who recently moved up here with me, they were like, oh, I brought my parents, and I brought so-and-so and so-and-so, and honestly, they just got kind of stressful because everybody had opinions and all of that, and good on them for having opinions. Like, everyone just wants the best for you. However, Michael was just kind of like, where do you want this? What do you want me to do with this? And that just made the day so much easier, even though the day took longer because it was just the 2 of us. He was someone who, if I wanted his opinion, I'd ask. He'd wait for me to ask. After that, he'd decide this, that, or the other with it. But having just the 2 of us, especially in a cramped New York apartment already, in which one of my roommates was already living here, it just made things so much easier. So I highly recommend only bringing one person, as crazy as that sounds, to help you move in. Make sure you have the whole day and maybe next day like completely clean of schedule. As an actor, I do have an agent, and my agent was trying to get me auditions my move-in weekend, which I really, really appreciate, Becky. Thank you so much. However, it was really important to me that I had the weekend completely free of anything so that I could make the apartment the way that I wanted to make it. For me personally, I don't feel settled unless everything is in its proper place. I'm one of those people that every night before I go to bed, I make sure that everything is put away in the place that I intend to put it away. I felt so much better about living in New York, and the city didn't even seem as big after I moved into it when I had everything settled. Speaking of which, when you move here as a resident and you start actually traveling on a day-to-day basis, I found that the city was not as big as everyone makes it seem like. Yes, the transit sucks, and yes, if you're gonna go somewhere, you really kind of have to plan out the whole day in order to go to one place that might be a couple miles away from here. But living here, you know, I don't feel even a little bit like a tourist even when I'm participating in tourist activities. So, to people who are hesitant about moving because the city's so big, let me tell you, it gets a lot smaller when you start paying a check for rent every month. And then my final quick little tidbit on moving, if you're bringing a TV or a giant monitor or anything like that, make sure you pack it up really well. Michael and I thought we had packed up this bad boy as well as we possibly could have, and then when we unpacked it, we were disappointed to find cracks all on the screen. I was heartbroken when I saw that. This is a newer monitor. I haven't even had it for a full year yet. Something in the moving truck must have hit it the wrong way, either when we were driving or when we were unpacking everything. So I was very, very disappointed. But with that said, I did go and buy a cheap new monitor because I found that editing the vlogs on a monitor is a lot easier than just on my cute little laptop there. I am going to now unpack it for you. Let's get started. So to make my life easier, first, Icy. You guys remember Icy. Icy's gonna just sit on the bed here, and I'm going to take off the monitor and just place it nicely on the floor over here. You guys don't need to see that I placed it nicely, just trust me that I placed it nicely. Okay. The new monitor is in this box here. It's not going to be curved, I don't think. I don't remember buying a curved one, and I don't think it's going to be as big, but that's honestly okay. Get yourselves a box cutter if you can. It is very, very helpful. A little dangerous, but very, very helpful when it comes to unpacking things quickly. It almost looks better in the box. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I almost just dropped it. How shitty would that have been? Alrighty, well that's all set up. I don't have the proper HDMI cable to plug in my laptop to it, so I will show you guys that next time when I have it. But I do have a new monitor. It's not as big or curved, but that's okay because it'll still get the job done. So yeah, those are my tips for moving into New York City. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you stuck around this long, I super, super appreciate it. If you like this video even a little bit, go ahead and click the like button down below. And if you're feeling even a little bit generous, go and click the subscribe button as well, because it's only a button, so why not just push it? And I will see you all very, very soon.